Morning, everybody. How are we doing? Sammy United People's TV. Welcome to Friday. The weekend's coming up. Will United ruin the weekend with an early kickoff on Saturday? It's quite possible. Let's be honest. Anyway, going to run through the Derby preview a little bit later in the show. Going to run through Carrick's programme notes. We're going to talk about the players that we've seen in training this week. And then towards the end of the show, we'll build a starting 11 that you think should be starting. I ran through mine yesterday. I'll do it with you today. We're going to be getting the quiz, the return of the quiz. That's back today. You can see the link is pinned to the chat at the top. You can click that. We'll play that at the end of the show. We'll do a giveaway. Got loads more posters to give away. And also, it's map day. And yeah. It really is frustrating how often we have conversations and kind of, I feel like I have to come out swinging in defence of my bloody players. Against former players. It's just a sad reflection of part of modern football. We've complained about it lots before, and no doubt we'll continue to keep complaining about it. But it feels like previously you could have not buried your head in the sand, but go, oh, don't give it any oxygen, don't give it any air, and it will just go away, and it won't. It's not that. I don't think it's the case anymore. There's so bloody much of it. You kind of got to stand and defend now. I'll run through that. We'll have a conversation about the owners, and you'll let me know how you feeling. What's everyone getting up to this weekend? Who's got what plans? All right. We've got Ukemi watching from Nigeria. Commiserations for AFCON. All right. Commiserations for AFCON down there. Glennie saying, what did they say that's so wrong? I'll run through it, dude. And I'll explain what it means. Because it's that difference in understanding criticism versus just being a dick. Two different things. I don't know what other words you'd use. Disparaging? Maybe not. Right, who's here from the mods and the members? We've got Steph, we've got Maddie and Ant. Good morning to all of you. JC, you're there too. We've got Carl. Got plenty of mods up in here. We've got some members too. We've got Smee, we've got Volpez, Mr. Men. We've got Sasha, we've got Parries, we've got Craig, and some non-members. Mr. Josh, Johnny16. We've got Mushroom, not Mushroom. We've got Jamlek, and we've got Wayne. Good morning, everybody. Maddie, birthday weekend. Come on. Birthday weekend. Reeks of a bit of day drinking, that. Everyone loves a bit of day drinking. It's just something different. It's always better. Probably because it gets to 6 p.m. and you're like, yeah, I've had enough. And then you carry on the whole way through. Carl, 3-day weekend. I'll get in the bin. No one wants to hear you bragging about that. No, I'm joking. Enjoy yourself. Gungshi, good morning to you as well. Moncton, you're in Goa on holiday. Very nice. Right, should we get on with today's show? Now, I'll tell you what I was planning on doing for today's video. For today's lunchtime video, I wanted to do a video specifically on kind of where I sit with the ownership, with what I think needs to change, with what is going to be next. But these comments from Button Scholes, I think that deserves to be the spotlight today. So I'm going to probably have this conversation next week. And I've already told you the videos that we're researching and doing in the background as a team. And one video in particular is going to be on Ratcliffe and basically all the lies that he's told Manchester United fans. He said what Manchester United fans have wanted to hear, and communication is one thing, but following that up with action and correct action is a different thing. And unfortunately, that's where he's going to have to be called out. Now, yesterday, when we were live, the story came out from Laurie Whitwell about the Exco meeting that happens every month. And I suppose I dismissed it a little bit. I didn't dismiss it because this meeting happens every month, but I kind of dismissed maybe the significance of what it means for that meeting to be taking place in Carrington. Of course, they've never set foot in Carrington. Of course, they didn't put one penny of their own money into redeveloping the training ground of the club that they are the majority owners and have been the majority owners for 20 years. But that is who they are. Just utter leeches. Filthy leeches. And crap businessmen, by the way. They just had the golden goose. Now, I was listening to Talk of the Devils this morning. And there was, if you haven't listened to it, it's on YouTube or Spotify, wherever you want to listen to podcasts. I'd encourage you to go listen to it. I do enjoy it. I really do. Like Laurie with his inside knowledge of the club, sort of explaining his position, how he gets stories and sort of the criticism he's been receiving. And Andy just being Andy. Andy's been in and around Manchester United longer than anybody with everything that he's done with the fanzine. And it's just, there was a few minutes where Andy was speaking about the ownership, speaking about Ineos, speaking about criticism, and sort of how the wild swings of Manchester United fans. You know what I'd love to be able to do a video on? I don't know how I would do it, if I'm being completely honest, because I'm definitely part of this. I mean, we all are, right? You get emotional about watching your football club. It's what it is. You're connected. You're attached. I don't know how you would document that in like one of our little mini docs for production. I don't know how I'd be able to get that all into a 10-minute video. And like Sashi is saying down there, like, can we give Ineos time? It's something that, like, I suppose is said about every manager or head coach, right? Ineos, and this is something Andy says, Ineos will be, and this is correct, by the way, Ineos and any ownership will be judged on their decisions. And that's what they've ballsed up on basically every single one so far. As Andy correctly points out, the transfers and the recruitment, I think, was significantly better last summer. No, probably better summer before as well. I think the signings that we made, I don't think that we've made massive mistakes, and I suppose it makes the fact that we haven't grown as a football club or headed in the right direction in terms of the football, makes that a little bit more frustrating because the signings have been good. But I always like listening to Andy. He's pretty he's a very good measure for being a United fan. I don't know the right way to describe it. But as someone who's in and around it and has been in and around it and seen it all, I don't know. I've always appreciate everything he's got to say. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Just had listened to the pod this morning. And it's something that I try and do as well, because I come here every day and we speak about the news. I try and absorb as much as I possibly can from in and around United. It's impossible to absorb it all because there is so much. Like, I'm not going to go and sit there and watch the full Button Scholes podcast because I'm not really that interested. I'm really not. I'll speak about what they said there. And I think that's really kind of got... You know, my reaction to this is just... Again? Really? Let me explain, right? So, Lisandro Martinez, a player who has spent the majority of the last 2 years on the sidelines at Manchester United after breaking his metatarsal, having botched surgery, having more surgery on said botched surgery, coming back, having a knee injury, freak knee injury, and then after all of that, suffering an ACL. And he, in his own words, nearly quit football. A player who, of all the rehab and all the mental struggles that he has had over these last couple of years, has finally managed to bring himself back into the fold at Manchester United. And I'll be honest, I am so happy for him that he's managed to come back in the way that he's come back in these last 5 games or so. Do I think he's pulling up trees? No. But do I think he's actually been performing pretty well? Yes. Is he probably better than I thought he would be maybe at this stage? Maybe. Thereabouts. I think he's performed pretty well since he's come back. That's the wrong thing. Anyone seen this? I was gonna mention this, but I forgot about it. This is so reflective of how much of a joke Manchester United is right now. The club is now offering souvenir tickets, premium grade paper with the club crest and fixture details, a memento of your day at Old Trafford, only for £5. Given that all tickets are digital now anyway. It just, I don't know. it just seems like a little bit of a stupid money grab. But Martinez, right? After all of that, he's brought himself back into the team, and I actually think he looks okay. So ahead of the derby, what did Nicky Butt and Paul Scholes have to say?
Against Haaland.
Martin.
I wouldn't like to see him against one of young kids, but I wouldn't like to see him against Haaland.
Martinez against
Haaland.
You need Dillick to have Maguire back for that.
Pick Martinez up and run with him. It'd be like, you see a dad after school.
He'd score, then throw him in the net.
Running down the road like with a little... that's what it'd be like.
I take it back, everyone. He's got a point. You know...
Right? When it comes to... As I said, that's the clip. That's the conversation. It's Nicky Butt, it's Paul Scholes having a laugh at Paddy McGuinness, and that's what it is. It's like, in this day and age, and you keep moaning about it, but you fucking will, because there's two players that literally came through the fabric of this football club, the academy of this football club, and Paul Scholes, by the way. It's like the deepest of ironies here, really. Paul Scholes was written off as a midfielder. I don't know why I'm just only thinking about this now. He was written off as a midfielder because of his height. His entire career. When he came through Manchester United, actually came through as a striker and then kind of drifted and dropped a little bit deeper. But he was never given a chance because of his height. I don't know why I've only just thought about that. So if anybody was going to have sympathy, empathy in that sense, you'd probably imagine it's going to be Paul Scholes. But it's... When it comes to criticism of players, right? That is part and parcel of being an athlete, of being on a stage of in any capacity. If you are in front of people, you may get criticised, and that's just part and parcel of developing. But this has absolutely sweet FA to do with criticism, because a lot of criticism is geared towards helping improvement. Constructive criticism, pointing out weaknesses in games. Now they're just... It's performative. It's something just geared for helping people point and laugh. And you all get... People keep saying I mentioned Brent too much. But this dude is the absolute epitome of that. He's there doing live shows, making cracking jokes about United's first team players, disparaging jokes. But it's funny though, because we can all oh, look how shit our football club is. Oh, you're the best, man. Oh God, he's so funny. No, you're just a dick. You're just a straight up dick. You do not care about the football club you are talking about, and you pretend to care about. You care about the viewers. You care about the show. You care about people laughing and people being entertained. That is the priority. And that's the priority of stuff like this. And that is why I get so annoyed with him, because I think he's the, as I said, the champion of it. And it enables other people to do it, because you've now got to compete against that to get the attention. And that's what they're doing here. And this, again, am I going to use the word irony? I don't know whether I'm going to use the word irony here. These comments are from an interview, a long interview that Lisandro Martinez did only this week, where he speaks in depth about the impact that comments from pundits have, right? I'm going to read some of these out. I believe every footballer has to be very well prepared mentally, because comments from important people and pundits can bring you down, you know? I'm very focused, very grounded in my values, my roots, and what I give. I don't need to prove anything. Obviously, if it's constructive criticism, I think criticism always has to exist because otherwise there's no improvement. So obviously there are situations where people are disparaging and you have to take it with a pinch of salt depending on who it comes from and how it's said, right? Sometimes you talk without having empathy, that understanding with the players, because players now wear a mask that we are strong, that we are this and we are that. And I've never really thought about this. He's saying there that the truth is we've got fathers, mothers, brothers, friends around us who suffer more than we do. Oh, suffer, don't say suffer. Brings me back. But effectively what Martinez is saying there is, I can take it. But I've then got to go home and then speak to my wife who's seen the same comments, but obviously takes it very differently to me, and I've got to explain to her, no, it's all right, it's okay. I've got to explain to my mum, I've got to explain to my dad, I've got to explain to my sons and my daughters. I never really thought about that. But it's just, I'm a bit pig sick of former United players and a distinct... It's not even a lack of empathy, because so many of these bloody players deserve the criticism that they get. But I draw a line between criticism and just being a dick. I think it's quite obvious in that line. Like, I could do a video on Diogo Dalot, for example, right? I could do a video on his weaknesses inside this team. I could do a video on Casemiro, qualities that he's got, but weaknesses I think he has in his team, and I can keep it strictly professional. Sometimes when I'm doing match reactions, I can definitely go overboard. That's why fan cams were always a bugbear of mine, because your emotions are heightened after a game. But there is just such a... I'm not going to go as far as saying it's bullying. That's just... It's just disappointing, man. Anyway, I'm going to go and read some of your comments out on this, because I do feel like people might say that United fans are like, go on about it too much and this and that. I'll just close your ears off. Like, if you're a manager, like, or a head coach, you should be able to block it out. I suppose Amrin was getting annoyed. I think Amrin was getting annoyed because he was basically saying that Neville, and the comments that Neville was saying, Ratcliffe ended up listening to almost more than him. But if you're going to get support as a United player, you would absolutely expect it to come from those who have worn the shirt more than anybody else. And instead at Manchester United, it's almost the complete opposite. Right, I'm going to go down and read. There's a couple of super chats and then there's a couple of comments. I'll read these out too. And, I'm going to do this in my lunchtime video today. Face Haaland 6 times. Haaland's only scored once. When you go into the comment that was actually said, that was all in jest, let's all laugh about it. Martinez's record against Haaland is actually very, very good, which makes the comment even dumber and even more performative, because it's said without substance. It's said to get a laugh, but all you've got to do is peel the first layer of the onion back and go, well, not only are you a dick for saying that, but you're actually completely wrong. Here's a fact, here's a fact, here's a fact. What's your response? And the response would probably be just to double down on it, because it's easy to say, because it's loud. No, I disagree with people who suggest this. Like, all these former players don't want a United team to be as successful as they are because they're still living off it. Like, I would never go down there. Hey, look, try down there. You're saying, guess you missed Keane picking a fight with Carrick's missus because she was angry with him in 2014. We were speaking about this as a team. Like, when it comes to holding a grudge, Roy Keane might be the king. May well be the king. And like people say, I know maybe it was just said in jest, the idea of Keane coming back and working for the club. So mate, have you forgotten what happened with Roy Keane? I don't think he wants to come anywhere near United. A couple of you gifted some memberships down there. Man, I wish United's players, former players, were as generous as all of you are. Gungshi in Paris. Thank you so much to both of you. To all of you. I like to think that this community is a play. Well, it is. So many of you come back every day. Regular faces come in and we have a conversation every day. If we didn't have this conversation, if it wasn't a sort of a welcoming environment, you wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have a community. If my premise was to act in the way that Scholes and Butt have and are towards former players, you probably wouldn't join in here. You kind of get pig sick of it. You'd be like, no, sod that, man. I can't be asked for that today. I'm not saying criticism shouldn't exist. Far from it. I just hate so much that analysis is nowhere near as important as entertainment anymore. And that is something which has completely changed modern football. Same with punditry. Same with just how football is covered. Glenn, you're saying, okay, I'm going down here. The fan base is soft as fuck online. The majority of the football criticism from ex-players is fair. Same as the Šeško stuff. He hasn't been good enough for United, and United should have high standards. When it comes to the Šeško criticism, which you are talking about, the reason that fans are angry with Gary Neville is because Gyökeres is over there, absolutely raking the place out, and not a peep is really said. It's not really a whisper. Nah, Arsenal top of the league. Don't need to do that. Whereas Šeško, nah, he looks crap. Nah, needs to do more. And in the fucking game where he scored 2 goals, what do you think? Like online fans are weak for coming out and just saying that Sherwood's an absolute dick. Even after he scored 2 goals, he doubles down. That's when you know that, ladies and gents, is exactly what an agenda is. You know, people use the word agenda. I think it's a little bit misused, but that's exactly what that is. When your mind is so fixed on a point and a point of view, that even if evidence, like, you know, him scoring 2 goals, doesn't change what I said at halftime. That's why fans are annoyed. It's the lack of equality. Don't know down there, but like banding going down there. Look, this may have been correct previously. I don't think it's true anymore. It's very easy. Don't watch their channels. Watch something like this and avoid the crazy toxic nonsense. I think it's because of clips. I think previously it might have been easy to do that, but because clips now sometimes get far even more. Well, they probably largely do actually. Get more reach than the actual shows themselves. Those one little 30-second bombs that get taken out of context. Well, stop fucking making the clips then, because the clip probably came from them anyway. In fact, let me check if it did. Was it actually them? Yeah, there you go. Kind of point. They put out the clip themselves, so they can't possibly moan about clips getting taken out of context because it was their channel and their official channel that put the clip out. So they put it out with a purpose, which has worked. I really think I might try and sort of speak with the team in the background and see how we could try and create some videos to put the spotlight on this, because it's such a difficult topic. It really is. Anyway, Manchester United, right? I'll speak about Cunha a little bit later. We're going to be having a full conversation about the derby. It's just I wanted to speak about that first. It's just such. It's disappointing, man. Right? Should we move on? I want to quickly have a conversation about a couple of transfer stories. And as I said at the start of the show, by the way, we're doing the quiz today at the end of the show. I've already pinned the link to today's quiz. 5 questions. You know the drill. Whoever's top, fastest finger first, you win a poster. Or you win a prize. You win a prize. Come win a prize. I saw this. Who is this journalist? God, it's from the Daily Mail. Shall I put it up? Don't know. And kind of what you're saying there is a really good way to end this. I had a really good example in my head there. Think this makes sense in my head. Something that I don't think Manchester United players truly grasp yet. And some do and some don't. When it comes to being a footballer, or just being somebody in the public eye, you kind of want to be loved. I mean, I would be. Not everybody does. Some are very happy being the villain. But largely, people want to be loved. What Manchester United fans need to understand, but this can't exist, doesn't really exist anymore, but this is something we're truly missing. What all Manchester United players have to realise is that they have to, for them to succeed at Manchester United, you have to be prepared to be hated by the majority of people in the UK. Maybe not the majority. That's a bad way to describe it. The reason I'm saying this, to be loved by Manchester United fans, you are likely to be hated by everybody else. Hated, adored, never ignored. It's quite literally the bloody motto. It's not the actual. Is it the motto of the club? Is it the official motto? I mean, the club uses it enough. It's literally written into the fabric of the bloody club. The only way you're ever going to be successful at Manchester United is you're hated by everybody else who isn't a United fan. You are adored by Manchester United fans. And that is enough because it's such a fortress, an internal fortress, that adoration, when you're in it, my God, is it incredible. And when you're in it, you feel like you can do anything. You can conquer the world. But you're never ignored. That's what pisses me off so much about this, because it completely undermines that concept. Now you're hated and also, just pointed and laughed at by even former players who have been there and enjoyed that hated, adored, never ignored concept. That just goes against the fabric of what Manchester United is, and what our best times ever were was because everybody connected with the football club just stood there arm in arm and protected everybody who was inside and on that pitch from all the barrage that are coming. That's what annoys me about it. Right. Samir, what are you saying? Thanks for super chat, dude. You're saying the hypocrisy of Gary and co. Seshko's 22 years old and everyone's saying that the Prem is different to adapt. If he's not scoring a brace from the start, he's a flop to ex-players and a lot of fans. Samir, when it comes to, I've explained this a lot of times on this channel. I won't ever make a full judgment on any Manchester United player in their first season at the football club. I can have my opinions, but they won't be fully founded until I see them in that second year. That's just the way I've always been. I did the same with Anthony. I'll do the same with Šeško, and I'll do the same with every other Manchester United player. I can speak about how they get on, but I think to make a complete judgment is harsh. Very harsh. Right. Move on to this. As I said, this comes from the Daily Mail. So I'm not sure how much to look into this. The reason I'm pulling it up is because I think Murillo, right, he's got to be one of the best box defenders I've seen in the Premier League. I just wanted to say that point. That guy is an absolute freaking monster at defending his own box. I don't particularly know exactly how good he is playing out from the back with the ball. I haven't watched them enough, to be completely honest. And the way that Forest have been successful is defending their own box. Just thought that was a bit random. But I suppose you could look at that as quite a decent replacement for Maguire on paper. I just thought it was an interesting one. What's everyone else's thoughts on Murillo? I don't think United... Will United sign a centre-back in the summer? I think we probably will, because Maguire's contract, I think, expires, doesn't it? I think on paper, the reason I'm putting this up is because I see a lot of similarities in terms of the box defending between Maguire and Murillo. Glenn, you think he'd be a good replacement? Asset, you're saying he's a good defender? I've no idea how much he would cost. Wes saying we have enough central defences. It's midfield that needs upgrading. I could see United signing probably one centre-back this summer. Obviously, the priority is going to be central midfield. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. Is that worth it? No, I'm not going to speak about that. It's pointless. Someone down there saying, why would we consider centre-back Heaven, Yoro, Delict and Martinez? I suppose when you say that, kind of the concept I always run by is you should have 2 players for every single position. Right? So if you're looking at... What would you say? What were the 4 down there? You're probably looking at Heaven and Martinez as the 2 left-sided centre-back options and Yoro and Delict as the 2 right-sided centre-back options. I suppose you are. Maybe I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. I just thought it was an interesting one. But moving on to Toby Collier. All right. He's just about to come back into the fray. Anyway, he's had a calf injury. Looks like he's coming back into the fold. That's what it is, not the fray. But you've got reports suggesting that he's going to be going out on loan. United have actually been doing a lot of loan recalls, whether it's Eli Harrison, whether it's Joe Hugel, Habib Ogunai, just a lot of players coming back to the club. And I'm guessing it's because they're going to be sending them out on loan elsewhere. Haven't heard anything on Harry Amass yet, which I think is a curious one, because I think the suggestions were that he was going to come back from Sheffield Wednesday, maybe go out on loan to Stoke. Maybe, not quite sure on that one. But I haven't seen anything else since on that. So, thought I'd mention that. Right, shall we? Half an hour into the show. Second half of the show. Let's roll our sleeves up. Let's get a poll down there. I want to see what you're saying. What's your prediction? United win, a draw, or a City win? The derby this weekend is going to be... It's going to be a tough one. I ran through my starting 11 yesterday. We'll do ours towards the end of the show, by the way. Going to choose each player. Well, you can choose each player, and then we'll see which team you select. City are missing some centre-backs. Their defence is weakened. But their attack is pretty much full strength. Semenyo's hit the ground running. Haaland is being Haaland this season. Foden's found himself. Cherky's a danger man. Their central midfield is looking strong. It's going to be a hard game. Someone down there saying that Amass has left Sheffield Wednesday. There you go. Your background makes it look like both your ears are pierced. 1 second there. There you go. I've got a gnome hanging from my ear. That's very Elton John, that is. Anti going, call me mad, going for a win. JC saying City game won't be as bad as we dread. I'm not saying that I'm dreading this game. Because truth be told, I've got no bloody idea what to expect. I've got no idea what to expect. Alex, you're going for a draw, 2-2. Dowski going for a 3-2. City, unfortunately, 2-1 summoner. Yeah, Ethan Wheatley, he got recalled as well. I think we're just recalling a lot of loans. Glenn, I like that. Triple captain Haaland. Make the mistake. I like that. Force it on him. I've got a friend who does that. He always puts money on the on the opposite team just to make sure they don't win. Although they end up doing winning. So he's rich now. He's rich now. Carrick will be excited for this game and nervous in equal measure. I'll run through his program notes in a second. He's obviously had 2 full training sessions. He's got a training session today, which I imagine is going to be light work by comparison. Let's see what he said in his program notes, all right? Well, maybe we won't read through the whole thing, but it's a huge responsibility, incredible privilege to be United's head coach for the remainder of the season. We still have a lot to fight for. I'll give everything to help the team to reach our aims. It's been a fantastic week. Training ground environment is really positive. The players have applied themselves brilliantly. There's been a great atmosphere. I can already feel the group pulling together and moving in the right direction. There is a very clear focus for us moving forward. The standards at United must be extremely high. Myself and the coaches are here to help the players to reach them. I have a great deal of confidence that they will. Maybe I am reading the whole thing. It's quite interesting. I'm really pleased with the coaching team that we have put together. Steve Holland has an incredible experience at the highest level. Found out today that he's a United fan and was born in Stockport. Never realised that. Thanks for the info, Andy. I've worked closely with Jonathan Moorgate at Middlesbrough. He is an excellent coach. Travis Binney and Johnny Evans, Craig Mawson bring a massive skill set. We're saying down here. Strong dynamic. We're excited to lead the team together. It's fitting that we welcome Guardiola and City this afternoon. Such a significant fixture. That's enough. What's the poll saying? Right. We've got 400 votes are in. Normally these polls are landslides. We've actually got a close one here today. 40%, 39% are saying United win. 36% are saying a City win. 25% are saying a draw. My personal prediction is a draw. Someone doubt Carson, you saying no transfer news? I told you yesterday or early this week. Not really. United aren't planning on doing anything in January. Right? Now, in terms of how United will set up, we know that it's going to be a 4-2-3-1. United aren't really going to adopt a high press anymore. We're probably going to end up being more of a mid-block, which I actually think suits this team largely. There might be triggers and occasions where you can chase a ball down, but United have we've never had a coherent press. When we have, it stands out. We go, wow, the press was so much better that half. But largely, we just haven't been able to press as a unit. So it's about closing those gaps up, the spaces and the lines between the defence and midfield, compacting it a little bit more. And the big change is going to be a few big changes. Number one, he's going to want us to play a little bit more patient and a little bit less direct. Which I'm a bit scared to see against City, I'll be honest. For it to happen against City for the first game, that's a baptism of fire. But expect Senny Lamons to be passing the ball short more often. Expect United to be trying to pass it into the two central midfielders more often. If you're looking at how Amorim built his system up and how we played, it was very much 3 centre-backs, play it wide, no central progression, play it around the midfield. We kind of just avoided the midfield. Carrick won't do that. I don't know how that's going to work straight away. I'll be honest, as I said, I'm a bit nervous about seeing how that happens. I wanted to pull this video up. It's a cracker. The lads in the team yesterday unearthed this bad boy from, 2018? It's just Carrick in the away end at Burnley. That's class video, man. Come on, Carrick. Do the business. A lot of it is based on hope. We know that, right? Alex is saying, do you think the players will show a bit more fight? It's a derby game. I really don't feel that a lack of fight has been United's biggest problem this season. Or maybe, I suppose, that lack of intensity kind of goes in. Is that kind of going to the same sort of situation? I suppose it does. Game management is going to be something that I really want to see against City. Because if we are to win, we're not going to be on top for 90 minutes and we're not going to dominate City. So if we are to win, United are going to have to get a goal and then bloody manage that game seriously well. Whether that's trying to slow it down, whether that's trying to get a second somehow, I don't quite know. But if we are to get a good result in this game, we have to manage it better. Right, let's run through some team news, all right? You know the big story. By the way, Michael Carrick's press conference is going to be at 2:30 today. So that's when we'll find out maybe a bit more details on the players who are 100% available, right? But Ahmad and Mbumo both been back in training this week. As I said in my starting 11 yesterday, I don't really know how you get them both in the same team, to be completely honest. I was just putting this one up. It's not exactly goals galore. 14 goals from our... Is that... How many games are we in? We've got 17 games to play this season, so we've played 21. Is that right? Don't know. I haven't actually looked at the league in ages. That's how numbers work, because it's 38 games a season. So in 21 games, our 3 new signings have scored 14 goals. It's not horrendous, but it's also not good. It's distinctly average. It's good to see that United have scored significantly more goals overall, but I want more from all of them, I suppose. If I was to say one player of the 3 that I feel like I want more from... Now, I'll ask you, which of the 3 do you feel like you'd like to see more from currently? I'd probably say Cunha. And the reason I'm saying that is because I feel like Cunha has the ability to be a genuine, proper leader by example at Manchester United. Was it Brighton where he scored that goal? I think it was Brighton. I think it's because I feel like the capability from Cunha is still so much more than we're seeing on a per game basis. It's not because of a lack of fight or a lack of effort or a lack of intensity. Probably partly down to choices, partly down to decisions, maybe partly down to approach. I don't quite know. But Cunha going into the derby will be one of the players that I'm looking at to take this team over the line. And that's fair expectations to have. That's what I mean. When you sign players like this, ready-made, 26, 27, Premier League proven, that's when the expectations are fair to have them a little bit higher compared to Šeško coming in, younger player, first season in the Premier League. So I'm hoping to see more from Cunha. Somebody who's been in training this week, Mount. I still haven't seen anything from De Ligt. What's everyone's take on that De Ligt injury? Because it is a bit weird, isn't it? It might just be the club. I mean, I don't know whether we just expect information these days. Do other clubs keep it close to their chest about injuries of certain players? I don't quite know how it happens. But De Ligt was only supposed to be missing for a game and has been missing for 6. And there's not really been any clarity on exactly... I think Amorim mentioned his back once, but that's about it. So it might be a stress fracture. Remember when Rashford had that stress fracture and then just played through it for a long time with painkilling injections? It could be that, but again, you're just kind of speculating. We don't actually know what's gone on. But it's a weird one. I don't think it's going to be anything to do like another Madasir, because Madasir was same as Martinez. Botched surgery, more surgery happened. I haven't seen any photos of De Ligt in training. I don't know if it's an injury he's had before. That's what I mean. It's an odd one. But the club, for whatever reason, is keeping the details of it quite close to their chest. No leaks on it. Somebody else who trained, may well be in contention to start, is Harry Maguire. Again, Maguire has been missing for, what is it? 4 or 5 games? I can't remember why Maguire went out. Did it go off? Did Maguire was it like a hamstring? Was it a muscular? I think it was a muscular injury with Maguire. I don't quite know that. But maybe he's going to be in contention. And then somebody who... Type it in the comments, right? Actually, no, don't do that, because we're going to be doing the starting 11 in a sec. But Cobby in contention to start. We'll run through that. Andy saying the silence suggests it's bad news. I mean, it is a bad injury. He's been out for 4, 5, 6 weeks. That is bad enough. But no one's got any idea on the return date. Now, what I'd like to do here, let's spend 5 minutes building this team. So I think this was the starting 11 that I had. That I put out. I think it was, right? What changes would you want to see? There's no point doing a poll. Let's leave what's the results on a poll? 700 votes are in 42% of you saying United win. What changes do you want to see in this team? All right, fire them in the chat. I've gone for a back four. Look, I think this is a big ass problem. I know it's a big ass problem. And I kept umming and ahhing yesterday about how the bloody hell do you get all these in the team? Like, what is everyone's opinion of this? Because it's the most obvious choice. But everyone gets really angry with playing Ahmad deeper because you want to see Ahmad further forward. And Ahmad kind of is the informed man. He was fantastic at AFCON. And what I ran through yesterday, we know full well that in the Carrick system, one of the fullbacks will push up. Then they'll move across. They'll become a 3 at the back in formation. And kind of like, you can almost move up into this sort of shape in attack. So it ends up being what? A 3-2-5? If Ahmad plays there. And when you look at it that on paper, bloody hell, that's a seriously attacking team. Obviously, it's going to have its weaknesses. So we move it back there into shape. Ahmad would have to do a hell of a lot of work for that to work physically. Because he'd have to bound up and down the pitch. Let me see what you're saying down here. Wasting Ahmad's time. Yoro right back. I won't say Yoro right back. Lenny, you're saying Heaven right centre back and Yoro right back. You're still stuck in Ruben Amrim's time. You are. I'd have a diamond midfield. You're not going to have a diamond midfield. It's going to be a 4-2-3-1. So like the formation is it's not really the question. Carrick used that like 90% plus at a time at Middlesbrough. That's going to be his formation. It's a 4-2-3-1 on paper. It's more about the personnel and who you're choosing in each position. And Bumo left, someone saying down there, Cunha's not a winger. So Dorgu is in for the width. Now that's kind of a semi-fair point because when it comes to these positions, Carrick really does like them to hold their width. You're going to see a lot more width, I think, from Manchester United. Whether that means width for crosses, well, I don't quite know. But he really does like playing with a bit of width. No point in trying to defend. We need to outscore City. I mean, odds on us keeping a clean sheet. Yeah, I'm not putting any money on us keeping a clean sheet. I'm not sure if you are, but I'm not. So we're going to have to score at least 2 to win this game. Creator saying Ahmad should be benched and come on for either Cunha or Mbumo. Whoever is less effective on his day. Dalot will start, do something completely dumb, and also find a way to score and pretend he meant to do it. Dalot is so good at getting himself into the right positions and so good at not making the most of them. So there is really. Dorgu for Dalot, someone saying down there. What about switch Bruno and Cunha? Bruno and Cunha? Nah. I don't know why you do that. Bruno's even less of a wide player than Cunha is. For being completely honest. My prediction is that we're going to see that to start with. And it might be a little bit pragmatic. It is a little bit pragmatic. But it's also City at Old Trafford in his first game, 72 hours after he's become head coach. So I think there's going to be a little bit of pragmatism. That's just a prediction. From a bench perspective, what would that give United? We'd then have Mount to come off the bench if he's fit. We'd have Ahmad to come off the bench. Dorgu's probably a decent sub to add some actual width. Probably the only sub. I know Ahmad and Dorgu, you've got some real width there. Xerxes up front. Yeah. That's the thing I'm most interested to find out from Michael Carrick. How do you get... Oh, one second, How do you get Ahmad and Mbumo in that same starting 11? Can you get Ahmad and Mbumo in that same starting 11? Unsure. The bloody doorbell's just rang. You're going to have to get elevator music. See ya. What floor are you getting off at, sir? Yeah, I'm getting off at 34. Thank you very much. You had a good day? Yeah, nice. Yeah. Anyway, right. I don't know what I ordered, but a box has come. I bet it's not fun. Right. Shall we end this week on a bit of a fun note? We haven't really had the space to have much fun these last like 10 days. It's been a bit mad, isn't it? But the quiz. Anybody who hasn't played the quiz so far, look at the chat. Look at the pinned comment in the chat. Right? It's at the very top. That's the link to the quiz. You click that and you can go through. You can play on any device. If you're obviously watching on mobile and you click that, then you probably can't do it unless you've got YouTube Premium. But the quiz. 5 questions. Everyone get involved. Fastest finger first. Whoever gets most points towards the end, at the end of the quiz, will win a prize. And you can reach out to Maddie or Alex, 2 community chiefs, and you'll get it sent. We sent how many out in December? 15, 16, 17? No idea. It was Bruno at the door, telling him to leave, telling him to be left in a number 10 role. It's also Michael Carrick telling me the tactics. Right. Shall we get on with this one? Okay. It's been a while. These are always good fun. What's the quiz music? That one? There you go. It's like being back in... It's like being back in December. Let's get on with the quiz. Yeah, man. I enjoyed this. Right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. First question. Which United player has scored 3 goals in his last 2 games? Cunha, Šeško, or Fernandes? I still don't think we're ever going to get a question where 100% of you get it right. Go on, Šeško. 4 people. Yeah, come on. Starsky and Hutch is back in it. 4 people said Cunha. Expose yourself. Expose yourself. Right, Ibuka, you're top. Who's Sam? Who's using my name? You better win. Sam, if you don't win, you're banned. Alright? Whoever you are. It was Šeško. Well, 4 of you got it wrong. Despicable. Right, second question. Who was sent off in the FA Cup game versus Brighton last weekend? Come on, people. Think, 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 think. Bruno, Delo, or Lacey? Think, 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 think. Of course it was Shea Lacey. Man, I felt sick. We got 100%! That was a really smooth rotation, that one. I've actually got 100%. It only took like 20 quizzes. Go on, Lacey. Well, don't get sent off again, but everyone got it right. Unbelievable, Jeff. Why don't you install a parcel box out the front? Well, then you wouldn't get elevator music. It wouldn't be as fun. Right, Sam, you're still up there, but you're not top. Ibuka and Mez, you are both fastest on that one. Right. Question 3. That was a perfect 3. I was well happy with that. Are you ready? Around 20 years ago, United signed a defender from Spartak Moscow who became a club legend. But who was it? Evra, Ferdinand, or Vidic? And we actually signed 2 of these in the same January transfer window. for extra egghead points. It was Vidic that we signed from Spartak Moscow, though. There we go. Right, Vidic. Who's top? Who got it fastest? Dave? Big Dave. Anyone else remember was it Big Dave from the pot noodle adverts? It was Big Dave. For some reason, I've got like part of my... I think I just must have watched a lot of TV when I was younger. Part of my memory is just dedicated to really random 90s TV adverts. But Dave is now top of the leaderboard, and Sam is doing the name a disservice by being down in what? 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th. It's disgusting behaviour. Awful. Right. Question 4. Music's run out. I got distracted. Can you name United's current women's team head coach? Casey Stoney, Mark Skinner, or Carla Ward? Mark Skinner. Bam. Should be something that you know. Yeah, man. Pot noodle. What's everyone's pot noodle of choice? I used to like Bombay Bad Boy, but if I'm going to ever have one now, I'll probably go chicken and mushroom. Oh, the spicy curry one was nice as well. Now we're talking top tier nutrition here. This is why you come to the show. Right. Who's leading going into the last question? We've got... Who was fast on that one? Sam. Oh. Good, Sam. Good, Sam. Hoo. Sam coming up strong there with a pot noodle. Ooh. 3-pointer at the buzzer. Come on. Right. Now this is double tense for me. My namesake could be the champ. Shall we? Yeah. Come on. Ooh. Right. Last question. Think about it. Don't balls it up, Sam. Come on. Ready? How many trophies did Carrick win as a United player? It's a tough one. 16, 17, or 18. Ooh. Who's guessing what? I know the answer to this one, so I can't tell you. Would I have guessed that? Maybe. It was 18. Oh. Here's the tough one. 18 bloody trophies. 18 trophies. Right. Who won? Oh no, he's choked. Sam's choked. Bloody choker. Brian, he's not even in the... Oh, he's just... Unbelievable. Brian, who for some reason has got a snowman. Somebody tell Brian. It's not how it works these days. Congrats, mate. I see you in the chat quite a lot. So congratulations to you, dude. Ashwin never finished 3rd, always come 2nd. Right. Congrats to Brian. Let's end the dramatic music. Brian, make sure you reach out to Maddie or to Alex on Discord and get your prize. I don't know what... I need to... Maddie, I need to send you like a list of all the stuff that we got available still here. Yeah. Right. Oh, bloody hell. Is it? Yeah, it is. It is. Yes, this is a fun end to the week here. Right? Let's wrap this up. Let's get the map out. It's Friday. All of you around the world, you just got involved in that quiz. Where are you watching from? Give me the city and the country. We'll add 3 of you onto the map. Yeah. These quizzes will be back every single Friday. All right? Definitely every single Friday. If I'm feeling particularly happy, maybe we'll get extra ones in there, but we'll get 3 in there for sure. 3? No, 4. Depends how many Fridays there are every month, I suppose. Right. Let me know where you're watching from. We've got Paris watching from Boston in Massachusetts. How do you spell Massachusetts? M-A-W... that. Double S, then 1 S, and then double T. Double T. Got Paul watching from Braying... County Wicklow. No, that was Northern. Dublin. I'm not really good at accents. Get put on the spot, though. Get one more. We've got Mr. Grinch, for real, watching from Løsning in Denmark. No, that's Decathlon. No one wants to go to a Decathlon shop. That's a good shop, actually. Good outdoor gear there. I think I bought a tent there once. Can't remember. Right. That's 3 of you added onto the map. Where are we at? Last 6 points. We've got Lisandro in Denmark, Bray, County Wicklow in Ireland, Boston, Massachusetts, Heredia in Costa Rica, Freistadt in Upper Austria, and Brighton. Awesome. Right. Well, good luck, Michael Carrick. Please help this football club. Please help these players have some element of game management. Bring goals. Do what you can. First 2 games are going to be hella hard. I know that it doesn't feel like it for so many United fans, but we're in a Champions League race. We have the ability. The only thing that we need to do is win games, which has been the elusive thing. Let's be completely honest. I'll be here after the game tomorrow, 12:30 kickoff. Lunchtime video today. I'm going to be going in hard on Button Scholes. I'm going to be pulling up all the facts, going to be pulling up all the receipts that just prove that what they said is just not how they should be operating. Criticism is fair, but that's just, you expect that from like ex-Liverpool players. And B, they're just wrong. I'll pull up the facts. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I will see you on Monday for the next live show.